What is up, boyos? Welcome to Last Week in Games, where everything is video games. Last week, PlayStation VR 2 was announced. Also, Days Gone was a disappointment to Sony, and the director is saying some bullshit. E3 exists, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I guess we'll find out on this episode of Last Week in Games. My name is Jake. That over there next to me is the lovely Nick The Rock Sapon.
Thank you. That is my official middle name.
It is.
I changed it because I wanted Dwayne The Rock Johnson to
he switched
to
it
notice
from
me.
Robinette to The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. I mean, it's close enough. It was like $600 to change it with all the fees and stuff, but it's totally worth it, I think.
I think so too, for sure. I mean, that's a huge get. I know he's been wanting to like lean away from the Rock thing, right? He wants to just be Dwayne Johnson. So what better way than to like give it to someone else, you know?
Right. That was the thing, is like, maybe if I changed my name to that, then he would like notice me, and then I could be like I could be like his apprentice, and he'd be like, okay, it's time to pass the torch on to you. I wouldn't do wrestling or acting or anything like that. I would just, become him, kind of like like you've seen the movie like Mike, right?
Yeah, and you want to
it'd be like that. Dwayne. I'd be like Dwayne.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like Dwayne. Yeah, that's my new movie, like Dwayne,
like Rock.
So Nick, it's been a couple weeks, man. We took off Christmas and New Year's, but we're back. We're back
after a 2-week hiatus.
And honestly, perfect time to take off because there was no news between then. And now we're back, and there was so much news, and I'm so ready to talk about it.
You know what's funny is, like, literally, it was those 2 weeks, and it was nothing new coming up. We even like brought up like, should we do a show? And I'm like, there's nothing. We should just hold off another week. Just make it a 2-week hiatus. And you're like, all right, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then lucky for us, this week is just like, boom, news.
Also, that's the first time we've taken time off of this show in like 2 years.
2 years, yeah. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Like, we never, ever take time off. And when we do, like, someone fills in for the other. Like, we've never taken time off. And
we'll never do it again.
It's never happening again until next year when we take off New Year's and Christmas, because I really liked having 2 weeks off.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You shouldn't be listening to us anyway on Christmas and New Year's. You should be hanging out with your family on the holidays.
That's right. Unless you don't have family, sorry.
Hang out with your friends. Hang out with your friends.
Don't hang out with us. That's too parasocial. Like don't be parasocial. It's weird. It's weird to do that.
I don't know what that means. That's a word I don't know.
Oh, you've never heard of parasocial? This is not the show to get into that.
Okay.
It's like when people like think that their Twitch streamer that they watch is like actually their friend.
Oh, I see.
It's like a parasocial relationship.
Yeah, it's like when I say like, yeah, I'm friends with The Rock.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that. I want to be his new apprentice.
Yeah,
for sure.
How was your holiday, man? How was your holiday?
It was busy. It was so busy. It like I don't think I had a day off. I probably had a day off where I was just like doing nothing, but it was busy, man. I got a dog. It's
true, you did get a dog.
I got some Christmas gifts. Yeah, I've got a new setup. I got a new light, so I look like 5% better.
Marginally better.
I got another light to light up my wall, to make my wall like 5% better as well.
I like that. I like the
glow. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've got another one. I got to.
That was huge. That was a huge improvement for me when that happened. It's a game changer.
And you got the space though. Like you've got the depth for yours. So your face is white, but everything behind you's blue, right? I like that. I need to like rearrange this so it makes more sense for the camera.
You look fine, man.
Thanks.
I'm rock hard.
No, I'm Rock.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're the Rock.
There you go. Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
I'm pebble hard right now, boy.
See, there you go. Yeah. So if if we're gonna make this a real thing, we have to keep saying it. That's the only way.
I'm as hard as Mike's lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
You could just say as hard as you.
Yeah, I'm as hard as you. That's true.
There you go.
You are the Rock.
The new Rock. I'm like the new 3DS. I'm the new Rock.
True. True.
But not NU Rock, because that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun. I enjoyed the break. It was cool not having any obligations or anything other than family shit, friend shit. But how was your break? How did you do?
It's kind of the same. Nothing really changed for me. I worked a lot, but it was cool. I don't know. New Year's is always fun. New Year's is like my favorite holiday because you just get to get drunk with friends.
Set off fireworks.
Christmas is not my favorite holiday because it's just like you get drunk with family, and that's not as fun as getting drunk with friends.
Mm-hmm. What is Thanksgiving though?
Well, Thanksgiving is getting drunk and really full with family, and that's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
I can handle that. I like that because you get turkey and all that.
You get
shit.
the food. The food is a big part of it. Oh, I see.
And my family's lame for Christmas. They don't do like turkey or ham or anything for Christmas. We just do like pizza popper things and like, yeah, that's it. Like
you should come over to my house for Christmas. We do like morning crepes and then we do like a big
do waffles. Dinner. We'll do waffles sometimes, but usually like the big family thing, it's like more of like a potluck thing where people are like, here's a veggie tray and here's a fucking.
Oh, I see. And you just kind of hang out and chill.
Yeah, and here's like a thing of cookies or whatever. It's never like we got a turkey and a ham. It's not like Thanksgiving. Yeah. I know a lot of families though that do it like that. But not mine. But I got into a lot of television shows, Nick, over the break. Which
you're telling me.
I normally don't watch a lot of television shows, but for one, I watched the first episode of Boba Fett. Haven't watched the second, even though the third comes out tomorrow. But
tomorrow night.
I've only seen the first one, but I'm excited to watch more. I'm half tempted to just wait until they all come out and just watch them all as like a big chunk.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'd probably be better.
Yeah, because it's not like the Marvel shows where it's like, oh man, what's coming next? It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, is Mephisto gonna show up? It's not like that for this show, which I don't think it should be. Like don't get me wrong, I don't think it should be like, oh, when's Han Solo gonna show up? Even though that's rumored.
Right.
But
it's rumored he's gonna show up in Boba Fett.
It's rumored. It is rumored.
That's weird.
It was actually rumored that Han Solo, the old guy, what's the old guy's name? Harrison Ford was like on the set of Boba Fett.
Oh.
And they like are probably de-aging him.
Weird.
Which is weird because they have like an actor who played a young Han Solo. So why not just use that guy? But probably just because the poor reception.
This is after episode 6.
Sure. But like,
whereas his is before episode 4.
Sure. So, but he would look more like that age than he would, an 85-year-old man.
Maybe they are because when in The Mandalorian they did Luke Skywalker and they had a guy who kind of looked like Luke Skywalker and then they superimposed the two faces together. Maybe they're doing something similar and they have Harrison Ford and I forget the other actor who plays Han Solo.
Ansel Elgort, is that his name? Is that who did it?
I don't know.
Alden Ehrenreich? I don't know. There's like he's got a weird name. Solo actor. His name. We got this. Actor. Alden Ehrenreich. I got it, baby. We out here.
You got it.
Yeah. So I've been watching that. I started rewatching Daredevil, which is a fantastic show. And if people haven't watched that, like, just watch it.
How many episodes are you in?
I've only watched 2 episods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just the first 2. And maybe I'll just stop there. Like that was enough. Those are like really good. But I would like to get to when like Kingpin shows up because he hasn't shown up yet.
Doesn't he? He doesn't show up until like
I think it's like closer to the end of the
later much later, I thought,
because they tease him out throughout the whole season. They're like, "Where's your boss? Oh, he doesn't." Yeah, it's good shit.
He doesn't get involved in this sort of stuff. Yeah.
I've also been watching Euphoria, which I am almost done with. I have like 3 episodes left of that. I watched like 6 of them.
I think I watched like the last episode of that. Or
that's all you've watched?
Bonus episode, yeah.
Oh, I know about the bonus
where
episode.
It's literally just a monologue.
The whole show is that.
Is it really?
The whole show is her like
just monologuing,
doing voiceover, and then like things happening underneath the voiceover of her talking. It's really good. Zendaya is just like amazing. I'm really like, it's a weird show because like she's in high school and they do very like adult provocative things, which is a little uncomfortable.
Right.
But I know they're just trying to be like, this is kind of more, I wouldn't even say it's realistic because it's pretty fucking hardcore, like some of the things that they're doing.
I don't know, man. High schoolers are pretty fucking crazy.
They can be. But at this school, it seems like everyone is like a prostitute and a drug addict. And it's like, yeah, we had a couple of those people when I was in high school, but I'd say most people were kind of not like that. But yeah, I guess they're trying to like, show that like, but I'm excited for Zendaya to like get out of like the high school mode and like move on to bigger and better things. Anyway, that's not what this show's about. We should talk about video games. Nick, what you been playing, man?
I've been playing a bunch of stuff that I really don't like.
Yeah.
Like just because the boys are playing it. First off, League's fine. League of Legends. I've been playing League of Legends because at night, friends will just be like, hey, let's fucking hop onto something. And, 5 people, League. If it's more than 5 people, we've got TFT, which is like an auto battler for League, I actually enjoy that. And I enjoy TFT a little bit. But League, we play mostly ARAM, and it's like, I just don't care. It just makes me miss Paragon. Honestly, out of everything else,
I keep saying we should play Summoner's Rift.
It's not the same. It is not the same.
I would still like to do it though. Every time we play ARAM, and everyone's like, "Well, we're gonna get fucking smoked in Summoner's Rift," and I'm like, "That's fine. I would like to just."
It is not fun when you get smoked.
That's fine, though. Okay. That's how you get better.
Yeah, but do you really want to get better?
I mean, if we're gonna play it, yeah.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Monster Hunter Rise to come out on PC. But the other game.
Thank you, Cooking for Group.
But what did he say?
He said we could do Summoner's Rift next time, Jake.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Maybe tonight. I don't know what you're doing. The other game that I've been playing that I don't like is Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. Again,
you don't like it.
I do not like that game. That game, I
see you out there. I see you out there playing it, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
You.
Okay, so I gotta fill you in because they're, our friend Brandon, his friend Dale, our friend Patrick, and one of our friends Anthony, I believe, is most of the group that I play with. And they all bought it themselves. And I'm like, what is this game? Like, I see it all over the place, blah, blah, blah. My friend Patrick just goes, I'm going to buy it for you. And I'm like, I won't like it. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to like it. And he's like, if you just play at least 2 raids with me, it's worth it. And I'm like, I can guarantee 2 raids. Like, even if I don't like it, I'll put myself through that. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I've done probably 6 or 7 raids. And every time I play, I just ask. I'm just like, so why do we play this? Why do you play this game? What enjoyment are you getting out of this game? I don't understand. The whole game is just it's shitty looting for one. Like the looting feels horrible. The gunplay feels horrible. I guess the realism is good, but I don't like that sort of simulation shooters, I like the arcadey, more Call of Duty sort of fast-paced Titanfall sort of shit. But this is like, you broke your leg, you're gonna limp forever. You're not gonna see anybody for 16 years. You can go through an entire raid without seeing a single person. All you did was pick up like toothpaste and paper towels and I don't know, nuts and bolts. And then you leave and you're like, I can upgrade my fucking workbench now because I have toilet paper. And it's like, okay, why? I don't understand it. I do not understand this game. I don't understand why people play it. I do not see the enjoyment of this game. But you know, my friend bought it for me, so I've been playing it because all the boys are playing it, and why not? So I'm trying, dude. I'm trying my damnedest.
I've never played it in my life, so I have no idea.
It's something. It's a lot, and nothing is. There's no quality of life in that game whatsoever.
I've seen people play it, and I've always thought it looked really ugly. So
yeah,
I also just kind of I always figured it was like a battle royale type game.
It kind of is, but not in like the ring gets smaller. It's just like you stay here for 25 minutes and you have to get out before that time frame if you want to keep all your loot. The other thing that I have been enjoying is golf with your friends. That's a bad game as well.
It's bad.
However, it is fun.
It's very fun
to jump into the thing with like 6 people and just be like, let's just fucking hit balls around. Yeah. And not really give a shit and put collisions on and try to hit these crazy ass shots. That's the one I've been enjoying the most. Played a little bit of Destiny 2. I see that you've got it on there, but I haven't really gone back to it, which is sad because I'd much rather play Destiny 2.
I was planning on playing it tonight, maybe.
Yeah. Escape from Tarkov. So, yeah, what have you been playing?
Well, I'll jump off of that, I guess. We started playing Destiny 2 a bit. Which I think I could speak for both of us. Like we both kind of hopped off of it after the sequel came out, right? Like we played the sequel and then none of the expansions, right?
Yep.
You played a little bit last year, I guess, right?
No, I jumped in a couple years ago just to see, because everybody's like, oh, Destiny's changed. They've added so much stuff, and then you get into it without paying for anything, and it's like you get the first mission of every DLC, and then you get like ads. Buy this, and it's like I'm not gonna do that. So, you know, it was on Game Pass, and you get the shit for it. So it's like okay,
yeah. So everyone kind of picked it up on Game Pass because it comes with all the DLCs and stuff on Game Pass. But my computer can't run it, so I picked it up on PlayStation. It was on sale for like $25, so I picked it up, and yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time. Yeah. Like I don't know like why I'm doing the things I'm doing other than I want to like upgrade my gear, which I guess that's what Destiny's all about anyway. Like the storyline, I have no clue. I don't know, nor do I really care.
Well, the big problem with it is like you can do any storyline in any order. You can do Forsaken King and then just be like halfway through this I'm gonna switch gears and do something that came before Forsaken King and like I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like this guy's dead but he's alive in this one, and it's just like he's dead and alive and everybody's sad but he's still here. Like it's just kind of a weird.
Yeah. I don't agree with the Destiny model, like the way they do it. Like they should really simplify it. Just make it so like if you purchase the newest expansion, you get all the previous shit. They really like that. It's that simple, and I think more people would play it too. Because when I was trying to purchase it, I was like, okay, so Beyond Light is like the newest one, and then there was one before it, and then there were 2 smaller like DLCs. I'm like, do I need all of this? So I was like looking it up, and it was very confusing until I just saw a bundle on PlayStation that was on sale, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll pick that up. But like, I don't even know if like did I purchase too much? I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah. So it's just like too confusing. Like they should really simplify it. But that being said, Destiny just feels good, man. It feels real fucking good.
It does.
As far as League of Legends, I've been playing that a bit too, and yeah, I don't really care for it too much, but it's fun to play with the guys, just to like chat. But they all take it way too seriously, so like I'll try to like just like talk with the boys, and they're all like, "Hey, someone's on the left." I'm like, I don't care. I'm just trying to talk, man.
We're literally just mashing
Yeah, like
Mashing keys on the keyboard.
I really don't care. I'd rather like talk about, you know, how your life's going, my guy. That's why I liked playing video games with the boys back in the day. When it was like, hey man, how's it going? Now everyone takes it way too fucking seriously. Anyway, that's a personal problem.
That's true, right? Though it has to be like strategy involved and shit like that.
That's why I like Destiny so much.
It's like, why?
That's actually why I like Destiny so much, because it's just like, hey, let's do this mission, and we're just shooting shit, and it doesn't matter. It's kind of mindless, but it's fun, and we're all just kind of chatting about life and stuff. It's fun,
just chilling, doing something together. That's what it's about.
The other game I've been playing,
it's like playing poker, you know?
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're just
exactly.
Like, I don't give a shit. We're just here playing, and we're talking about life and shit.
Yeah, Tarkov is the worst. I joined a party with some friends that will rename nameless, but I joined a party and we're like talking. I'm talking to one of the guys, and we're yucking it up, and then the other guy's like, "This guy doesn't understand how serious this is." And I'm like, okay, man, fuck you. And he's like, don't be like that. I just fucking left. Like, that's stupid as fuck. I'm not going to deal with that shit. No, anyway.
I get it. I get it.
Personal beef. But I don't know if you can see this. I've got this little attachment here. I think I talked about it last time we had a show.
Yeah, a couple of times.
They should
sponsor. They should sponsor the show.
For real. I don't know what it's called, but it's some sort of thing that like your Switch can go into, and it hovers above your bed. And I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 a little bit.
That's what that stands for. Okay.
Yeah. And every time I play it, I die and lose my save and get mad and stop playing because the game is very hard. It's very hard, but I kind of dig it. I like the system, like the fighting system. I wouldn't say more than Persona. Like in Persona, right? If you get like a critical hit or you find their weakness, you get to like do a move again, right? Mm-hmm. With that same character that
you keep that combo going,
right, and then so on and so forth. In this one, if you do a critical or a damage, you get like an extra team turn, so like it'll come back around to a different team member, and you might not be. It's harder to keep the combos going than it is in Persona. Okay. So that's harder, and also like your character is like its own demon. Like, you don't switch between characters like you do in Persona. So, like, you are your own, like, demon character, and then you have a party of different demons or whatever. Like, you don't have buddies. You don't have, like, a more, like, an On or whatever. You don't have these, like, characters. They're all different Pokemons.
Gotcha.
Basically.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's fine. It makes more sense because it's more, you know, the build of your party is more like intuitive, I guess. There's more going on when it comes to like building a party and you know, figuring out what the best combo, right?
Your guy and only your guy.
This game
out the whole party.
This game seems far more like focused on like, let's get this combat going, than it does like on the story side, like Persona. Like the story seems very minimal in this one, and it also seems like this game's probably a lot shorter than Persona, which is good. I think that's a good thing. But it has some issues where, like last time I was playing, and I talked about it on the show, I was saying like the traversal is better. It's better but worse somehow, because like in Persona 5, you can sneak up on things, and if you sneak up on them, you get the like early attack or whatever. Right. In this one, there's no sneaking around corners. You're just running around, and you have like a sword, and you hit them. And if you hit them first, then you get the like first attack. But there's no way to like sneak up on. It's really confusing and stupid. Also, they're all just sort of like walking around. So I got into a battle with one of them, and then the battle ends, and as soon as it ends, another one's like on me, and it's really annoying and stupid. So is this game Persona 5? No, it's not nearly as good. But still enjoyable. I'm having a good time with it. I'll probably never beat it, but it's fun.
For sure.
Anyway, let's get into what we lovingly call the titties. These are some tidbits of news that we think are worth talking about. First of all, rest in peace, John Madden. One of the You know, very important in the video game space. Very important broadcaster. Also
Very important in the sports space as well.
Yeah, as a sports broadcaster, and he was a coach, I guess, for the Raiders. So yeah, rest in peace, John Madden. Of course, rest in peace, Betty White, absolute legend. And I'm gonna throw this one in here as well. Rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Yeah,
God,
he just died.
God damn, dude, I can't believe that one.
I think
that one blew my mind.
I can.
Really? Why?
That dude was on so many drugs.
Why do you say that? We don't know that.
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
We don't know that.
I'm throwing beef, man.
We don't know.
I'm throwing beef.
It's really sad because like
he died in a hotel room.
Yeah, it's really sad because like Norm Macdonald,
maybe he's in with like Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that, and he was going to come out about something, and then they got him.
Like just like Chris Cornell and
Chester
Bennington.
Yeah, exactly. It's like something strange going on.
I don't think
in
so.
The neighborhood. I don't think so either.
I'm sure he had like a heart attack or something, which is a bummer. But yeah, it's sad because like Norm Macdonald just died last year, and they were like really close friends and two of my favorite comedians. Man, they both told like really simple, stupid dad jokes, and that is my bread and butter. I love that shit. So
they were also extremely like vulgar.
Yeah, both raunchy, especially Bob Saget. Bob Saget was particularly raunchy.
And that's the thing that made him a little interesting, because he was like America's dad from Full House, right? And then you listen to his stand-up and you're like, holy shit, this is this guy?
That's kind of how it was with Robin Williams too, right?
Yeah.
It's like Robin Williams is like the genie and like, Jack and, and then you listen to his stand-up and he's like, I'm a fucking golfer from, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Fucked up stick, yeah.
It's like my dick is like he's like a golf club, and you're like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Yeah. Rest in peace, though. Rest in peace.
All of them.
Yeah. Next piece. This next titty.
Next little titty.
Take-Two and Zynga to combine, bringing together best-in-class intellectual properties and market leading. I'm not reading that.
That's the article.
Yeah. Whatever. Take-Two bought Zynga for $12.7 billion. Isn't
that crazy?
That is.
You want to know? Insane. You want to know a fun fact?
I'd love to know a fun fact. Yeah,
and we can get into it if you want. But that means that Zynga is $5 billion more expensive than Bethesda. Microsoft bought Bethesda for $5 billion less than Take-Two buying, or. You know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
No, yeah, I get you. They're also 3 times more expensive than Star Wars.
Wow.
Because Disney bought Star Wars for $4 billion.
That's insane. That's inflation, dude. That's inflation, though.
From 2014? Like,
yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
Well, and they're six times as expensive as Marvel was. I'm sure not now, but at the time when they bought Marvel, I think that was $2 billion.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
Man, Disney definitely made their money back on Marvel.
You know what this means? You know what this means, though? It means that microtransactions are going to be rampant in the next Rockstar games.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, what do you think this means?
I just said what it's going to mean. I think they're gonna fucking fill as many microtransactions and scummy business practices into games as they possibly can.
I just personally, I don't think that's the case.
What do you think why do you think they did this then?
Well, because
do you think they wanted Farming Simulator?
Well,
or not Farmville that bad?
Hear me out. I already think Take-Two is doing that shit. Okay,
yeah.
With or without Zynga, they're doing that shit.
Right.
When it comes to, NBA 2K, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's already happening in those games. WWE 2K or whatever. All those games. Like, it's already happening. I don't think Zynga is going to be touching the console games or PC games at all. I think this is their way to be like, hey, can you make a NBA 2K game for the phone? can you make a GTA game, a GTA card game for the phone? Can you? That's what I think is going to happen here. I think like
it could be.
Yeah,
we could get a GTA Mafia game.
Yeah, Mafia Wars.
Mafia Wars. Yeah, we could get a GTA Mafia Wars for your phone.
We could get Mafia Wars 2, and it's with the Mafia video game brand.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I think that's what they're doing. They're like,
we
want our franchises to be phone games.
On mobile. Yeah.
I didn't think Zynga still existed.
Oh, yeah, dude. I don't know what they fucking make, but they still exist.
Words with Friends?
That's
all I could think of.
Is that really Zynga?
That is Zynga, yeah.
Oh, man.
I remember them from the Facebook days, because I actually used to play Mafia Wars. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like Mafia Wars back on the Facebook game. They have poker. Oh, that's 20. Oh, fuck. What did they?
Oh, yeah, Zynga Poker. I actually play Zynga Poker with my dad.
They're doing sometimes. Star Wars Hunters.
Oh, yeah, for the Switch.
Is it for the Switch? It could be for the Switch. Yeah, I think it is. Words with Friends. There's just a buttload of like card games, and it looks like there's a Harry Potter game on there too. It's just a bunch.
Yeah, I honestly don't think they're gonna like affect the rest of Take-Two's franchises, other than they're gonna turn a bunch of those franchises into phone games. That is my projection. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are just like they're gonna be like, hey, you do phone games, you do really scummy shit where you have people have to watch ads. Yeah, and we also do really scummy shit where, you know, our inflation is just skyrocketed past where any new player can't really play our game unless they've spent real money. So we're gonna figure out how to do this even better, and you know, put scummy shit in our games and put scummy shit on your phones. That's how I see it. These are just two huge companies that all they're known for is scummy shit. They're gonna do scummy shit. That's what I'm getting from it. I don't care what it is. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
Not a fan. It's really a shame that Take-Two is going this direction. Mm-hmm. You know, when they own they're gonna ruin Rockstar. Like, it's not long now before
EA the bitch.
Yeah, they just ruin Rockstar. Right now, Rockstar, I think, has the pull to just be like, bitch, we could buy you. You know what I mean? Like, we could become Take-Two. But I don't think it's long now. They just need like GTA 6 to come out, and it doesn't sell well initially, and now we're getting like shitty GTA games every week, and like, you know what I mean? And like, just like so much, like they've already ruined GTA Online, in my opinion. So like,
I agree.
Yeah, it's a goddamn shame, because I love GTA. You know, it's undeniable.
It's the thing of the past now.
I know, man.
Thing of the past. We haven't played GTA in years.
Like, because I don't even I like GTA Online, but like personally, I love the single player GTA games, and we haven't gotten one in fucking 10 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Last titty here. Last tidbit of news. From Software is working on a new Armored Core game. This is rumored, but a bunch of like leaked images came out. Like someone leaked a bunch of images from it, so it's happening and it's in development. Like it's deep into development. Like
they're nearly done with it.
Yeah, it seems
they'll
that
announce it for next year, sort of situation.
Like E3 is they're gonna announce it.
That's cool.
I remember Armored Core personally. My memories with Armored Core was I had a demo disc for my PS1 that had Armored Core on it, and I remember playing the shit out of it all the time.
I never played Armored Core.
That's my only connection with Armored Core.
Huh.
So looking at it though, the last Armored Core game, they've always been made by From Software, but The last Armored Core game came out in 2012, and I would say From Software is a very different company than it was in 2012. And
Dark Souls it up.
yeah, I think they're gonna Dark Souls the fuck out of it, and I think that's cool. I think that's interesting. A mech Dark Souls game sounds really neat. Actually,
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about From Software is it's always the same game. The gameplay it's always the same gameplay loop, and I understand that they can't really change it because people fucking love it. But I feel like From Software is just slapping a new skin on the same game over and over again, and I'm getting kind of old of it, sick of it. It's getting old to me personally, where it's just like, okay,
well, it does
fight big monsters and
it does kind of seem to me, at least in the upcoming future for From Software, it is the same, mold, which, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But like, also at the same time, it seems like they're taking like these incremental steps to make it a bit different. Like Elden Ring in particular, like making one of those games like a big open world. It's kind of interesting. Right. It's kind of different. And then making one of those games like a big mech game where like your mech has like guns and shit on it. Like that's kind of, it's a little different. It's the same, but like different. Yeah. Same, but different.
Same, but different. I just don't know if they're doing enough differently is the thing.
Yeah. But could we say the same about like Platinum Games, Like a bunch of game companies do this. Like this is their thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we look at Call of Duty. They've been doing the same shit since 2004, or before.
At least with like From Software, it's like they changed the aesthetic a little, and they changed the lore a bit. Where it's like with Call of Duty, it's the same. It's literally like World War II again.
Again, yeah.
The most different thing they did was they went to the future for like 3 games, and then they ditched that.
Yeah, but. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've never played.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I don't have much to say. I didn't grow up with Armored Core. I don't really know a whole lot about it. So cool.
Yeah. Besides the demo disc, me either. But I'm interested for sure. Anyway, let's get into the news.
Let's do it.
First thing on the news here. This was a big one. PlayStation VR 2 and PlayStation VR 2 Sense controller, the next generation of VR gaming on PS5, has been announced. This is from the PlayStation blog itself, written by Hideki Nishino. Sorry, guy. I
nailed it. Nailed it.
Senior Vice President Platform Experience. I don't know what that is, but cool. Good for you having a Vice President job in platform experience. But yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but basically they just sort of like announced that VR2 is happening. They had some specs here where 4K HDR, 90 to 120 hertz for the headsets, eye tracking, new sensory features, headset-based controller tracking with inside-out tracking. PSVR 2 tracks you, and typical VR shit. I would say like the biggest thing for me is that they have dwindled it down to 1 cord, which is nice.
1 cord?
Yeah.
Is it different from? I don't remember it having more than.
I'm pretty sure it had 2 cords before. It had like a power cord and then like the connector cord.
It could be it.
Yeah.
I had one for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
And I just remember the one that would go up around, and then you'd have it and then it would go into the power plate, and then you take that and you plug it into the power and the PlayStation itself. I don't know. I'm not a fan of VR. I don't like this. I wish they would get off of VR because it is uninteresting. It is so uninteresting.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced it's not a fad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or honestly, what I actually think about VR is I think it's a fad for gaming, but I think it could be
Right.
used for other things
Well,
like
it's what I mean. Yeah.
virtual
Like.
concerts and like virtual
Mhm.
experiences and like weird movie experiences in VR. I think that's
Yep.
way more interesting than like a video game in VR.
Right.
Um, and maybe maybe that's what it's gonna be used for. PlayStation VR. I have no fucking clue.
I don't think so. I think it'll be the same bullshit that they have now, you know.
Yeah,
Um, but I think AR is the way to go
yeah, I think
because
that's cooler.
if like Microsoft has that AR thing and they released like a video of it with all the implications of like what it could potentially do, and I was like, holy shit, this could change the world. Like watching that like hype reel for it, and it was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah,
And then
AR's
just like VR is just like you put screens on your face.
yeah, AR
Okay.
is way cooler because it's like that's that Tony Stark shit. When he like
Yeah.
puts his hand into the like
Mm-hmm.
that's that Tony Stark shit, which is that's way cooler.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you
Do
could do that with just like glasses. Like that's
do you
cool as hell.
imagine like going up to a mirror and just like, okay, what size shirt do I need from this website? And it's just like, you need this. And it's like, sweet.
That's
Thanks,
it.
mirror,
Yeah,
AR mirror. And then you order that like there's it's so many implications on it. Like having all of your little things and you can move around, or like even designing 3D models, moving those around in real space, just kind of pulling at things with your physical hands is
yeah.
would be really cool rather than, using a mouse and a keyboard.
I
Um,
um I tend to agree with you, Nick. That being said, um, as far as the VR2, I think having better screens in there is gonna be huge. I think that's gonna be like I think that's gonna make it far more enjoyable than the first one because I know that was like one of the bigger problems. Is like if you looked hard enough, you could see every fucking pixel,
yeah.
which was pretty bad. Um, so like upgrading it to like an OLED screen and like 4K HDR, like that's nice. The real question though is like, can the PS5 really like do it? I mean like the PS4 could barely do it. Now the
Yeah.
PS5's coming out, and like everything that's being developed for VR is being developed for like the Vive and
Right.
the Metaverse Oculus 2 or whatever the fuck that thing is called now.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
and like that's all PC stuff, which is like honestly like PlayStation right now to me seems like it's gonna be more outdated faster than any previous
Hmm.
generation. And I don't know if that's just me in my head.
I know I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Like I think in like they're gonna have to upgrade before 6 years, but I guess we'll get the PS5 Pro at some point. So whatever.
Yeah. It'll be like 8K and 120 hertz or some shit like that. Yeah.
We don't need 8K though.
No, we don't. But they'll say it. They'll be like OLED capabilities, and there's a screen on it now, and
I just I feel honestly, dude, like I feel like the PS5 can barely do 4K as it is right now. You
eh,
know what I mean? And like as the generation goes on, I think it's only gonna get worse.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. There hasn't been enough stuff for me to actually
True.
test it. That's
Yeah, and
probably the
and
biggest
with like
thing.
the
Like
backlog,
you've probably got the more experience out of it with like Ratchet and Clank, and that's it.
that's
You know,
it.
it's like you
Returnal.
get to see that Returnal. It's a good one. Good game to, but that's so dark. Like Returnal is so dark, you can't really see a whole lot. Um,
Yeah,
you don't.
the more I'm thinking about it, I think I'm speaking out of line here because people can't even get graphics cards right now. So I
Yeah,
actually think that's gonna halt the production of future graphics cards and
yeah,
improvements when it comes to that stuff. So I take it all back. I think the
nice.
PS5 I think the PS5 is gonna be around longer than any previous generation.
Wow. Holy shit.
I've completely
Wow.
I've taken a 180.
A full
Complete
180.
Complete 180.
Full and complete 180.
All right. Let's get to the next piece of news. This comes from Jeremy Winslow at Kotaku. Days Gone was a disappointment to Sony, despite selling millions. Goddamn, director says. While developer Sucker Punch Productions celebrates the massive success of Ghost of Tsushima, which recently sold more than 8 million copies, not everyone is reveling in the excitement. Case in point, former Bend studio director Jeff Ross, not the comedian.
Not the comedian.
Not the
I
comedian.
was confused. I'm like, wait, why is he getting involved now?
Not the comedian. Not the roast master, the other guy, who used the opportunity to take a stab at Sony for how it handled the reception of the open-world zombie game Days Gone. Ross took to Twitter to air out some grievances, particularly regarding the sales of Days Gone and Ghost of Tsushima. See, with Days Gone having been out for approaching 3 years now, the game has sold more than 9 million copies to date, especially with its PC release on May 18th, 2021. Unfortunately, Ross said, quote, local studio management made Bend Studio feel like Days Gone was a big disappointment, despite the game selling well. Even before Ross left Bend Studio at the end of 2020, Days Gone wound up selling the same 8 million Ghost of Tsushima recently has. Quote, at the time I left Sony, Days Gone had been out for a year and a half and a month and sold over 8 million copies. It's since gone on to sell more, and then 1 million plus on Steam. Local studio management always made us feel like it was a big disappointment. We have a little addition here. This came out later in the week after this first article came out. Some are calling into question the veracity of former Sony Bend studio director Jeff Ross, not the comedian, claims that Days Gone had sold 8 million copies following his appearance on David Jaffe's podcast yesterday discussing the game sales. According to Push Square, Ross's indications that the open-world zombie game had sold roughly 9 to 10 million copies isn't entirely accurate. Speaking to Jaffe, Ross revealed that he based those figures on the now-defunct site GameStat, which tracked PlayStation trophy data to estimate the number of players a game has.
Isn't that just convenient for him?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, those numbers, I got those from a dead website. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, and I'm of two minds here. Let's say it didn't sell 9 to 10 million and it did only sell, 8 million. That's still a lot of copies. But here's the thing. 8 million copies sold by Days Gone, 8 million sold by Ghost of Tsushima. That does not necessarily mean the equal amount of profits. Because if Days Gone sold a bunch of copies for $15 on sale, right, because no one bought it at launch,
or it was free on PlayStation.
Yeah, or that, or, whatever it is. And Ghost of Tsushima sold 6.5 million on launch day, and then the other two, maybe for $35. That's a lot more money. And not to mention the fact that, which one is selling more consoles? I don't think I don't think anyone's buying a fucking PlayStation for Days Gone.
No.
I think a lot of people probably bought a PlayStation for Ghost of Tsushima. So I don't think the comparison is even fair, even if the numbers were accurate.
I think Jeff Ross, not the comedian, is just a big fat baby. I think he's just such a sore loser. And he's he wants it so bad. And I give him credit because he seems very passionate about his Days Gone thing. But he left the studio. And it's dude, just give up. You're not there anymore. You're just stop. Why do you even care anymore? Focus on your new project. Stop worrying about what everybody else is saying about your old game that was busted and bad. Honestly, really bad. It was a really bad game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Ghost of Tsushima's terribly much better, but it's getting way better reception than Days Gone got. Way better. Days Gone came out and people were oof. Ghost of Tsushima came out and people were like, damn, okay. So like even that alone is just, you're wrong. Jeff Ross, not the comedian, you're wrong.
Yeah, well, and I also forgot to mention, one of these games was up for Game of the Year awards, and one of these games wasn't.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And PlayStation, I think, takes that shit very seriously. They want their first-party games to be Game of the Year, like, nominees.
Worthy. Right. They want their rewards. Like, awards in video games is a big thing, because then you get a sticker that says, like, this game won at the Olympic Games of 2017 for best motion animation, something like that, and it's just like, oh, cool. And then you get the sticker, and then it's like, this game won 16 awards.
Yeah, I mean,
throughout its life, and it's just like, what did Days Gone win? I don't even think Days Gone won anything.
I'm sure it won something, but like, especially for Sony, because like every game that Sony doesn't release half-ass games, and when they do, they close down your studio.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Sony Bend is lucky they're still around. And I think they get a pass because they were the only studio that carried the Vita. They were the only ones that had like Vita games that sold well. But like, if their next game doesn't hit, I would not be surprised if we saw like Sony Bend is closing or Sony Bend is being absorbed by Naughty Dog or something. I wouldn't be surprised by that. And don't get me wrong, like, I feel bad for Jeff Ross. The guy obviously like dedicated a huge part of his life to this game, and that's why he feels so passionately about it. But if I was in his position, I wouldn't use like, Ghost of Tsushima's success as like a negative towards your game. Just like talk about the positives of your game and move on, dude. It's fine to be like, I love this game. It's a bummer no one liked it, but I stand by it. That's one thing. But then to just be like, oh, it's fucked up that Ghost of Tsushima is getting all this praise. Like, dude, you're not fooling anyone. Like, everyone knows Ghost of Tsushima sold better and did better for PlayStation than Days Gone did. And Ghost of Tsushima hasn't even come to Steam yet. And when it does, it's going to sell more than 1 million copies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. It actually won 2 awards, Days Gone has. And both of them are for Best Original Score for a Video Game.
Yeah.
Or Music Design. It won the Jerry Goldsmith Awards in 2019 and also a Webby Award in 2020. So that's it. Everything else that's been nominated for score, is for music, and one voice, best voice is another one. Everything else is music. So I guess the music in your game is good, Jeff, but that doesn't make a good game. Like, sure. This guy just grinds my gears. He seriously just grinds my gears. I understand, like, he put probably 4 or 5 years of his life into this game, but grow up. Grow up. You live in the real world, and like, there are more people out there who don't get to release video games, and don't get the opportunity that you have. That was a fucking blessing. Just take it and move on. Like, you had a successful game. End of story. You sold a game.
You got to work with Sony, dude. Like, that's super sick. Like, just,
Yeah.
There you go.
Man, don't take it for granted.
I just don't trust anyone that's been on David Jaffe's fucking podcast. Fuck that guy too. Anyway, but then like looking at like Ghost of Tsushima's like awards.
Do you look up their awards?
Yeah, they won Best Art Direction at the Game Awards, and then they were nominated for like every other category at the Game Awards. And they won Player's Choice at the Game Awards. They got a gold. Well, this is the PlayStation blog. That doesn't count. IGN nominated for Game of the Year. It won Best Video Game Art Design from IGN. It won Best PlayStation Game of 2020 from GameSpot. Like,
yeah, I'm reading this too. Yeah,
and it was nominated for like everything. Like, come on now.
And it's won a bunch of shit
for real.
Yeah, so you don't even compare. Like, your game does not compare.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it's an open world game. published by Sony. I'm sorry. You lose. Good day, sir.
Take the L, dude. Just move on. Next and last piece of news on the show today. This comes from Dean Takahashi over at GamesBeat. E3 shifts to online-only event because of the Omicron concerns. The Entertainment Software Association is shifting the Electronic Entertainment Expo to an online-only event out of concerns around the pandemic. Quote, due to the ongoing health risks surrounding COVID-19 and its potential impact on the safety of exhibitors and attendees, E3 will not be held in person in 2022. The ESA said in a statement to GamesBeat, quote, we remain incredibly excited about the future of E3 and look forward to announcing more details soon. This is an addition from Mike Futter on Twitter, who is a games journalist. Quote, this is spin. I heard from sources in mid-November before Omicron's emergence at the end of that month that the ESA had abandoned their dates for the LACC, the Los Angeles Convention Center. The SA's event last summer was not good, and publishers have learned they don't need to pay exorbitant rates to the ESA to reach press and consumers. Nick, what are your thoughts?
E3 is dead. That's it. Plain and simple. E3 is going to suck this year, which is a bummer. But, you know, it's sad. It is really sad because growing up, that was like my Super Bowl, man. You know, you
exciting.
Fucking get together and it was a full weekend and some, you know, you get like news sprinkled throughout the week after this weekend, but you get these crazy conferences that were just so exciting and so hype and all of these cool games, and you wouldn't hear shit for months. So you'd be like deprived of video game news and you're just like, man, I wish somebody would like say something, and then E3 comes along and it's like everything that you want is just there, and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm so excited about all of this. And now it's like, well, Nintendo's got a direct, Sony's got a direct, Microsoft is doing its own thing, EA is doing its own thing. Everybody that's kind of jumped on since then has just been kind of, you know. So it's real sad. I'm gonna miss it. This year's gonna be real terrible, and I hope something else takes its place. Jeff Keighley, do your shit, do your stuff. You're doing good. It could be better though. Figure it out.
Yeah, keep doing the Game Awards, dude. It'd be nice if like we had a different thing than the Game Awards though, because it does feel weird to have like all these announcements intermixed with the Game Awards. Like it feels kind of phony and weird. It'd be nice if we just had like an E3 type event that Jeff Keighley put on.
Yeah, like a Summer Games. Yeah, Summer Games. You just call it that. You call it the Summer Games, like the Summer Olympics or something like that. And then you host the Summer Games, and it's just E3, but you don't pay for anybody. It's just a place for everybody, all of the publishers to come together and be like, this is the time to release what we have, the biggest news that we have of the year and what's coming up. Like, just make it a week of hype, and we need that more than I want. I want that more than I want to admit.
I will be very curious to see what this E3 holds. Like who's gonna drop out, you know, like who's not gonna do it. Like are we gonna see fucking Konami? No, not Konami. Capcom. Are we gonna see Capcom there again? Like probably not. I feel like they should maybe drop out. Maybe just don't do it.
Well, it'll be an indie thing. It'll turn into like a PAX, and it'll be like, well, no, go for it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, you know, for things, what E3 used to be was like a place for games journalists to go and try out these games on the exhibitor hall. And then for us, it was the big conventions. I think the conventions were on their way to dying anyway. The conferences, that is. Big conferences, not conventions. And I think the conferences were on their way to dying anyway. We are like pre-COVID, you know, like it was going to happen anyway. We saw it with Sony. Sony was like, fuck this, we're out. Because I think what everyone's finding is we don't need E3 to get the numbers, and we can do 4 of them a year.
Yep.
And space it out and give certain games more time to breathe instead of just dropping it all in one big load. I think they're finding like there's no point in dropping all this shit at E3. We can do it 4 times a year and have our name out there a lot longer. And I think we can thank Nintendo for that. So I think that was going to happen anyway. And then as far as like the E3 show floor, most games journalists get games early through digital codes anyway. And things like PAX still exist. And they could just go to PAX. If E3 turned to some sort of like just into some sort of PAX event, that's cool. And it might be that in the future where it's just a sort of show floor for some games. They don't have the conferences. Yeah. And I think if there are conferences around E3, they're not going to be like with E3. It's just like this is a good time to, because I do think that time of the year is still going to be like, we're going to see game developers want to drop information because that's the time to drop information before Christmas comes, right? 6 months ahead. But like, yeah, I don't understand why E3 needs to exist anymore. It is a shame because I love E3, and yeah, just like you, like it's one of my favorite times of year. But like, just being realistic here, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, for sure. But the way I see it, it is the Olympics. I see it as the Olympics. If you go back to E3 2010, this is when they kind of like, I think the Kinect was out, or it was just about to be out. Like that year it was coming out. They had Cirque du Soleil like perform for Microsoft in a fucking building, like in front of all of these people, all of these marketing people and games journalists and everybody who was just there. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Like a whole like, and then I think Sony had something crazy on that one too. Like E3 2010 had to be the best fucking like experience to get there while you're working. You're just like, hey, I'm gonna use Jeff again because Jeff's been in this episode 3 times. Jeff, we're gonna need you to go to E3 in LA. You know, it's gonna be a week long, but you know, we'll pay for your board and your food. And you get there and it's just like a fucking vacation where you just at the end of the night you go home and you write about all the fun you had. Like that is just the dream. And
I don't doubt it was a lot of work, but like it was fun work, you know.
We will never have exhausting work, but we will never have anything like that again because of these Nintendo Directs where a man stands in front of a white screen and talks at you about games that are coming out, may or may not come out in the future.
Well, and React culture, I think, is another part of it. I think a lot of these people are like, why would we invite these games journalists here to our conferences when we get more eyeballs when they're in their studios watching it on Twitch with their audiences? Yeah. You know, I think they're like, we get more clicks that way when Greg Miller is watching it, you know, with the kind of funny people rather than Greg Miller being in the audience of some convention hall. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's just that personally, that's the biggest bummer for me is the fact that we don't get these giant extravagant experiences anymore where it is Cirque du Soleil coming in and like, or you know, fucking they lower a car off of the roof or some shit like that. You know, it's that kind of stuff that is just there's a hole, there's a void in my heart that it needs.
Yeah.
It needs that sort of thing once a year. That's just like, this is hype. And now, like, I watch State of Plays, I watch Nintendo Directs, and I'm like,
and none of them are as hype as like former E3s. None of them, because they're spread out now. So like, it's not like one giant day of hype. It's like one day of like, you know,
it's like an hour at most of like, oh, that was cool, and then the next day you're like, I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I forgot what they were talking about, because it's literally just a guy standing in front of a screen talking to you.
Although, let's be honest here. That fucking that one PlayStation. I don't think they called it a state of play. Whatever it was, where they showed the Wolverine, that was pretty fucking hype. That was pretty fucking hype.
It was hype, but they didn't do any. There was nothing about it. Like, there was no like. It was just, let's watch these.
But
trailers.
I think we still have like that sort of, you know, I guess, for lack of a better word, like elegant sort of like stage production. We still have that in like the Game Awards. So, you know, the Game Awards has the big like, here's the Philharmonic Orchestra playing all the big video game stuff.
That is true.
You know, like, we still have that stuff, and maybe in the future they might do these one of the PlayStation Directs a year in front of an audience if they decide to do that. Right now is probably not the best time because of COVID and all that stuff. But
yeah, for sure.
But you know, like they say, what's old is new again, and that might be the hype shit in a few years, where it's like, oh, we're actually seeing responses from having like a big live event. So who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing that I wish.
But I just don't think E3 is going to be involved in that.
No. But it's like, becoming a games journalist, doing what we're doing right now, is like, E3 was a big part of that. Just like, this is what I want to do. I want to go to this event. I'll pay for it. I just want to go. And then they opened it up to the public, and I was like, it's not the same.
I'll go to PAX again, though. That was,
PAX
probably
was fun,
more fun.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. There's no, you sit in an audience with everybody else who's also very hype, and you're just like, what are they gonna show? Like, I can't imagine the feeling of being in like the fifth row, just like, man,
still got BlizzCon, dude.
Great, yeah.
Anyway, I think he froze. Yep, we lost Nick. It was about time that we lost him. Well, we're waiting on Nick to rejoin.
Fantastic.
Oh, there he is.
No, I might not be back. I don't know.
Oh, wow. What is with it? What is with you, guy? What's with your internet, my dude?
Oh, man.
Are you hardwired in?
I am.
What the fuck?
Yep, I'm hardwired in. Oh, no. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's real bad.
I hate this.
What?
Every day, 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Like, the time that you would use the internet the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. Well,
I'm back. No, I'm not. I have on.
Why don't you leave the Discord and come back? I'm gonna kick this man from the Discord and bring him back in.
Oh my goodness.
Did it work? Hello? Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost him.
Well, Jacob?
Yeah? Are you there? Well, that being said, I'm going to end the show. I was going to have like an audience discussion where we talk about video game releases of 2022. But, maybe we do that next week. We try to do it next week, I think, maybe. Yeah, so make sure you check out the other Lonercast shows. We got spoiler casts that we do every week. We're supposed to do Doctor Strange this week, but maybe it won't happen. I don't know. We will find out soon enough.
Here I am.
Oh, sort of.
No, it's gone. Just finish it.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at LonerCast1. Actually, the show is at LonerCast1. I am at EmergencyPizza_. Nick is at Fatal_Microwave. He may not be able to reply to your tweets, though, because his internet isn't working. Follow us on twitch.tv/LonerCast, where you can watch the show live with us every Monday at 3:30. Also, if you want to leave an audience question or topic that you'd like to hear us talk about, either join us live on twitch.tv/LonerCast or leave a comment on the YouTube video, and we will talk about it. With that, that's the end of the show. Bye-bye.